Hello, here's a bit of an update for you. I'm going to start in the shed as it is a little bit windy outside. This is the first sunny day we've had in a long time though. It's going to be about 20 degrees today and it's a real welcome change. Back down to raining again tomorrow, so we've had quite a wet winter, which is kind of nice, but also we're probably used to a little bit more sun, so as with everything, it swings and roundabouts. I am here with Jemima, and who is sitting in her baby pram. Why are you in your baby? Why are you in your baby pram? And anyway, while I'm in the shed, I'm gonna show you this. This one is really for Max and Dad, but here's a little tip I got off YouTube. You can burn your sawdust, and particularly this year, as I keep hearing that the energy prices in England are going to go up massively. I suppose it's going to affect Dad more than it affects Max. But if you get your sawdust and you just put it in a box, and you just put your box on the fire, then it burns. And you can burn all that sawdust. It burns fairly slowly, but you know, once the fire's going, it works. So that's what these boxes are here for. Thanks, Jemima. But if you run out of boxes, you can just put a pile in a sheet of newspaper, wrap it up like a present, and it works just fine. I always thought of, but you know, because I get a lot of sawdust, what to do with it all, and I was imagining that you'd have to mix it with water and squeeze it into bricks, but no, you don't have to do any of that. You just take a scoop, put it on the fire. But yeah, and then when I ran out of boxes, I just literally wrapped it up in newspaper, and it worked as well. We actually I got some firewood off a guy, and it was a load of olive wood, and I've actually kept some because I think it would be quite interesting to turn. So anyway, I've burnt most of it, but there was a few select pieces that we've kept. Now, one thing that we have that I wanted to share with you that has been really successful is, come on Jemima, come and show these guys, is I got, just off eBay, I brought this little heat mat, and it warms up to about 20 degrees, but it has been amazing. We'll go outside and look at some of the plants that we've propagated with it already. But these ones I only put in yesterday. I'm just using some old takeaway containers. And here we've planted butternut and cucumbers and some basil and some zucchinis. And then we're doing some cress here, but the cress hasn't been very successful. Right. And we don't need to spray them yet. Oh, because they're quite wet already. Jemima's helped me plant all of these. Done a good job, haven't you, Jemima? Okay, let's go outside and have a look out there. Okay, just before we go outside, I'll just show you. I've been doing some welding, which is only the third time I've really done any welding. This was with the MIG welder, but I got some of this galvanized pipe from Jeff, which was left over from a job. He removed the fence and took it down. So now I've just cut it with my angle grinder, and then I've made some garden arches, so you can just see I drew it out on the floor and then welded it all up in here. And then this was just the first test one to see whether I could do it or not. And then we'll go outside and have a look. So I've been doing lots of work in the garden. And like I say, it's a beautiful day today. Molly's chasing the bees, which is a bit annoying. So this is a new veggie bed. So we used to have some raised beds, but now I've gone into the ground. You can see how wet the soil is still, even though it's sunny. It was raining on Friday. Hopefully it's not too windy out here. It's a bit windy. All these little leeks, when we had leeks one day, Katie just cut the bottom off and planted it, and that it just regrew into a big leek. Anyway, we left it there, and we used to occasionally cut bits off of it, and then it came up with a flower head like on these spring onions, and then that eventually fell over, and all these little leeks just grew up. So I've separated them and planted them now. So we've got about 20. So they're all completely self-seeded. Put in some lettuce and kale here, and some beetroot straight in the ground. But what I wanted to show you is what we propagated before on that heat mat is here. So this stuff came up in, like, it started sprouting in less than a week. This is only a week and 2 days old now, so this is like 9 days old, and this is what we got. So we got cucumber over here, and then these are all different types of tomatoes. No watermelons yet. Well, I've never grown watermelons, so that's a new one for me. And then same deal over here. So these ones here are goji berry seeds, and that's a butternut. And I saw a Kiwi gardener, and he just got the seeds out of a goji berry from a trail mix, and then planted them, and then they've grown. And I've done exactly the same, and it's worked. We've done some more planting here. So this is the garden art that I made up. So all I had to buy was the galvanized mesh for the panels, and the idea is that we're going to grow cucumbers, runner beans and squash up here, and it's all going to hang down and look amazing. We have some blossom on our apricot tree, which we're very happy about, and it looks like it's going to have heaps. The plum trees, so we've also got raspberries that are going to go up this one. So these are plums, and there's bees on it, which is good. I'm hoping that these do really well this year, because this used to be grass around them, underneath them, and now I've dug all that away and put in, we've just built it up. There's a lot of this leaf matter just falls off the tree under the chickens. If you remember what the rhubarb was like, it's much happier here. Improved lots, and the calendula have gone mad, and we've got it all over the place. I've just moved this lime tree. This was in the front garden, but I think it was too shady. So I've moved that here, and fingers crossed it will take. It doesn't look super unhappy yet. And over in amongst the chickens there's a Persian silk tree, which was in the front garden, and I moved that, and it's not looking very happy at the moment, but hopefully it takes off. Here we got mint. The chickens like to eat the mint, but it actually it repels mice. Mice don't like the mint, so I'm hoping that works. Other ones in amongst the chickens we've got are more mint and some oregano, and these I let them eat the green stuff, and then I put these caps on, and then anything that grows out of the mesh they can eat. It's quite windy out here now. The veggie garden's going alright. There's a chicken laid an egg, which they're carrying on about. This is their first warm day, so you can see they're all enjoying a bit of a dust bath. I've been clearing up in there, so some of this is still going to the tip next week. And I've made some compost bins over there out of some old materials. Actually, what I have been doing is most of the stuff, when I do weeding and stuff, just goes in with the chickens, and then they kind of nibble at it, and then it breaks down. So it's actually quite good compost, just digging out the stuff from in there. I'll go and say hello to Katie.
Hello. Jemima, say hi.
Is Jemima been talking?
A bit windy, I think, today.
She is a bit.
Just brought a blanket.
So more welding projects was welded these little plates up so I could put some better locks on my trailer, because these were the old locks. I used to be able to pick them open with a little piece of bent metal. So and I made up these ones as well, T-shaped ones. So that's my first attempt at welding. So in the front here, we have taken out some of the plants that wanted full sun and moved in plants that can cope with a bit more shade. So these are new, so hopefully they will take off. You can see the jonquils are doing really well, and are looking quite happy. And then over here we have again planted some new plants, all shade loving ones. And then there's some hydrangeas as well. Katie actually planted a load of daffodils along under each post, but then then a cockatoo came and pulled them out and ate them, which is really disappointing. But we've also planted some daphnes, which should. The idea is that these will attract bees. I've also pulled these up at the Arboretum. These are cork oak. I don't know what to do with them now though. I don't think we could get a cork oak tree grown anywhere, but you can see some of the acorns coming up here. But yeah, I'll repot them soon. Find something to do with them. One of the problems I have with this bed is that I dig down about 4 or 5 inches, and I hit a layer of this gravel or road base. As I think there used to be a car park here too, and it's really compacted. I have to use a crowbar to dig it out. So it takes a long time to plant anything here compared to anywhere else. But I'm hoping that I can just keep improving the soil and putting down organic matter, and it will get better and better over time. These are our orange trees on the other side, and I moved this little rose. This was also over in that other garden, and hopefully it'll get a bit more light here. It was not happy where it was. The orange trees seem to be doing quite well. In fact, I just noticed lots of new growth on this one starting, so hopefully we won't get any more frosts. Lots of flowers, they smell really nice. You've got one orange left on this tree. I think I'll leave it there for a while. And there's what are you doing? You're Jemima, okay. What are you up to, Jemima?
Too hot on the deck.
Too hot on the deck? Well, that's why Daddy put some shoes on. Is it better on the bricks?